Uh, just a brief intro of how we got to this problem. My background as founder and of Supersite, a freelancer platform. I was a freelancer myself before starting that. There was there we discovered the problem that we wanted to solve with SafetyWing, which is that we wanted to provide some kind of benefits or income protection on the freelancer platform Supersite, because that was stated as a problem that freelancers had. And because I had experience from the Norwegian government, we had some idea of how we wanted to solve that. Now, it turns out that we then realized that didn't exist. There was no one who had made the products that we needed. So for a year, I tried to get someone else to build this service, saying someone had to build a global social safety net for online freelancers, which was how we defined the problem then. And nobody wanted to. So in the end, left that company to build it ourselves, to build SafetyWing with that express intent to build a global social safety net and the first country on the internet. And that's sort of a bit about what this presentation is about, is what do we mean by that? What do we mean by country? Because it sounds a bit sort of wild-eyed, the idea to build a country on the internet. And I'll tell you sort of like where we are right now and why we conceive of the project like this. Well, it was because as we started and we knew we wanted to build a global social safety net, that's the responsibilities of countries today, right? And not only is it the responsibility of, but it's more than 50% of most countries' budgets is the social safety net. So it's essential responsibilities of countries today. Further realize that what that means is that we are about to see the advent of internet countries, very likely. So when we went from the city-state to the nation-state, that happened because it was technologically possible. So the city-states still remain. Venice still existed when Italy was created, but there's a changing of tasks depending on what's practical. And so that's kind of what we think will happen with the internet countries, is that it will become a new layer of the internet countries, and we will simply build the first one. Our plan to get there is to build a social safety net first for remote workers and digital nomads and online freelancers. But what is a country? What does it mean to be a country on the internet? Well, elements of a country today is it has borders, it's recognized as other countries, as a sovereign state. It solves shared problems. An internet country will not have borders, but it will have a membership. Will it be recognized by other countries? That might be, indeed. And will it solve shared common problems? Yes, I do think that will be the case as well. Our approach to this is, by the way, is not, I would say, revolutionary. We are very much working with the existing order here, both on the insurance side, and we're not building this on the blockchain. We are interacting with the existing laws and the existing institutions. We're trying to build new institutions that solve new problems that aren't solved yet. That's our approach to this. And I'll tell a brief story that kind of illustrates that and also illustrates how far we've come. We came up with this idea of the nomad visas a few years ago as just like one of the steps that will play out as people start to go choose online. People have income online, choose countries like products. And so in 2020, I talked to this person from Barbados on our podcast, and he had seen our presentation about this on Web Summit, and he has also read one of our early articles. And it was inspired by this that he then in 2020 proposed this idea on Barbados, which was implemented. Today, 50 countries have implemented nomad visas. We actually spoke 3 months ago at the United Nations for all the countries in the world about the nomad visas. And a couple of countries, 2 countries, even have invited us to develop the nomad visa program for them. And so this kind of illustrates how this strategy of working, suggesting things and working with the established order is having a lot of success for us, and we're making a lot of progress. How big of a need or an opportunity is this? Well, if you think about borderless workers, which are kind of like full-time remote workers or full-time online freelancers, there's different ways to count it, but at least it is 150 million people and the lower end might be as much as over 500 million already, if you count people who might also have other income streams. But this is also growing incredibly quickly. So already the borderless country, let's say, the possibility for citizens for a borderless country is already massive. It's not a niche new thing. It's an established thing and an established segment. So if we succeed in building solutions for this problem, for this group that actually solves their problems, the opportunity for organization and cooperation and for just having a lot of citizens in this country is large. And where we are right now is we have roughly two products. So we have a nomad insurance and remote health. So nomad insurance is a global insurance for digital nomads. So if any of you are living abroad, it's like $42 a month, and it's like a lightweight health and travel insurance that you can have forever, like on a monthly renewal basis. Okay. And then we have remote health, which is a more complete health insurance that also works in your home country, but it works globally for individuals and also for companies and platforms. So we've just started making this available to freelancer platforms, by the way. There is one. Deal have that for their contractors. This is our first use case. Why make a country on the internet? Well, as many of you will have realized, maybe implicitly, is that geographical borders are obsolete and often impractical. As any of you will know, I'm doing this conversation from Bali. You are probably in different countries. Probably your clients are in different countries. You work with people in different countries. Does that even matter? Does it even matter where your clients are? And not very much. But all the infrastructure that's set up around the company registration is as if that's crucial. In a lot of different use cases, the infrastructure that's made to support that labor market doesn't work. So, for example, when we hire a freelancer, it says that a dispute is to be resolved in the state of Delaware in the U.S., for example. In many countries that we operate in, when you then work as a freelancer, you don't qualify for a lot of the social safety net because that comes with working as a regular full-time employee at a local company. So these are just examples of how the old infrastructure is obsolete and impractical. And the reason that's happening all over the place is because the internet has removed the role of those borders. We all, in a way, exist right in front of each other, potentially, on the screen. And that's how we need to build the infrastructure. People want to have a tribe, but don't have one. What is a country? Fundamentally, it's your primary community. People want good communities, right, that work as well as communities did in the past, as meaningfully as belonging to a tribe did in the olden days. And that hasn't been built yet, and that possibility still lies ahead of us. And that's another reason why we might want to build a country on the internet. And then another reason is that new technology opens up the possibility to make a lot better countries. And that can be better services in terms of like health insurance, the retirement, citizenship services of other kinds. The potential for improvement is large, right? I mean, all countries and most insurance companies were made before the computer revolution, right? So they haven't made use of the technological opportunities that come with software and the internet. And that means that there is a large possibility for improvement. And lastly, innovation and competition and citizenship will be good for people. I don't know where you are located, but certainly in SafetyWing, we have employees from 70 different countries. Some of those countries are really bad, meaning that the services they provide to their citizens are completely not good. And they pay taxes maybe and get nothing back. And they're in a very tough situation, right? So equal opportunity has come to the internet for the income source, but not for the social safety net yet. So getting into innovation and competition and choice so that a citizenship could be something you choose instead of something you're born with, we think will also contribute to more equal opportunity and freedom for everyone, ultimately, if we succeed.